What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life. What?
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game.
Hi, TP family. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing very, very well today. However you are feeling right now, make sure to put it in the live chat so that I can see how you are doing this Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. You guys are always here to join us, and I truly appreciate for you always showing up on time, 6 p.m. UK time. You're always here, so thank you so much for joining us today. As most of you already know, I'm Tennyson Shells, and I want to start off by saying thank you. As I've said before, thank you so much for joining us today. And wherever you are tuning in from, whether you're in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, UK, US, Namibia, Lebanon, wherever you're tuning from, put it in the live chat right now so that I can give you a shout out. And if you are watching the replay of this exact TP Masterclass, put replay in the comment section so that we will know that you are here watching us once again. And if this is your first time, I want to take some few seconds to tell you exactly what this space is about, because most people, when they discover us for the first time, they tend to misunderstand what the TP Masterclass is about. Yes, TP Masterclass is about trading psychology, and trading psychology, simply put, is the study of the trader's mind, emotions, and behavior. But to tell you what that actually means for you is when you come into this space, which is the TP Masterclass, you are not coming here to learn a strategy or get a link to join a Telegram channel to get entry signals or to learn about chart patterns, maybe in the future, but not right now, or learn about market prediction. We don't do that here for now. Maybe in the future, who knows. But yeah, this is not the kind of space for it. You are coming here to study yourself. That's why it's called trading psychology, which is the study of yourself and how you behave to make you self-aware of who you are as a person. Because everything that Cliff teaches in this space falls into one of three categories. I want for you to listen carefully, because understanding this will change how you experience every session that we have here during the TP Masterclass. First, you will find the knowledge, and the knowledge is what will help you arrive at the self-awareness, and to also understand the language for patterns that you've been living with, but you could never tell what it is. You know, if you are into revenge trading, we will say some things and you realize, oh, this is revenge trading, and then you take that knowledge to be self-aware that, oh, I do revenge trade. No, so something like that. So we will give you the knowledge for you to learn the language patterns of what exactly that you do as a habit, and you'll be able to name it, and then you'll be able to change it. Second, you'll find tools. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. It's a bit so anyway, second, you'll find tools which will be practical for yourself. It will help you with self-regulation, how to manage your emotions, how to manage your impulses, how to manage your decisions when it comes to the financial market, because everything on the financial market is very real, and we will give you the tools, practical tools that will help you with self-regulation. And the third one is, most people tend to miss this, is you find the architect of your identity transformation, because at the deepest level, this work is not about fixing your trades, like buy or sell, despair. It's not about that. It's about reconstructing your identity, to stack on your beliefs, to stack on your personality, to learn about your habits and your behavior. So once you fix your identity, you'll be able to get the results that you've been wanting for so long. Okay, so wherever you are, whether you are a trader, whether you are an entrepreneur, or any person who wants to understand why they keep acting against their own best interests, this TP Masterclass is for you. And before I continue, we will be watching the recap of what we learned last week, because we are on the Independent Trader series. So I want to take a moment to walk you through the journey so far for the Independent series. We started off with the foundation. If you've not seen that video or that episode, make sure that you go watch it. And then we went into the building your technical edge. That video is also very powerful. And then last week we learned about behavioral edge. Yes, we learned about behavioral edge. And if you also missed that, make sure that you go watch it. You'll find the playlist on our YouTube channel, and then you click into the playlist, and then you should see all the series that we have had so far, and then you should see the one that says Independent Trader, and then you see all these videos just waiting there for you to watch. Okay, and the next one that we are going to learn today is going to be about risk edge. So as you are watching the recap, make sure that you are paying attention to some certain things that will be said to, let you get into the mood to learn about risk edge for this TP Masterclass that we are going to have today. So let's watch the recap together, and then I'll be right back.
Previously on the TP Masterclass.
A behavior is consistent, it's observable expression of what you actually believe. Your behavior basically is not controlled by your intentions. It is not controlled by your knowledge. It is not controlled by what you genuinely believe at a level deeper than your words. Every trader is emotional. I am emotional. I should be emotional because I'm a human being. That professional trader is emotional. That is why he has a whole entire strict rules around him. Every single one. The professionals, the fund managers, the experienced traders, they all feel it. The difference is not the absence of emotions, it's what you do with it. Behavioral edge, it is the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns, manage them under pressure, and make decisions that are consistent with your system regardless of how you feel in the moment. I am enlarging your capacity so that you can have the ability to recognize your own psychological patterns. So that means the more you are enlarged as a student on this masterclass, the more you will have the ability to recognize. So maybe many years ago, many months ago, you were like, I don't know why I'm afraid of losing. Now I'm telling you, there is a name for that. It's called loss aversion. It's when you have the tendency that you don't want to lose, and it has become greater than your desire to gain. Behavioral edge is not a personality conversation. It's not a natural talent. It's something you build. The same way you build technical edge is how you build behavioral edge. There are certain things that will happen to you in this industry, whether you like it or not. So the goal is not to create a suppressed behavior. The goal is to understand your psychological patterns so that when it does happen, you will know what to do. The honest gospel truth is you cannot fix what you cannot see. Let's say liquidity sweep. Even if you don't get swept today, you will be swept tomorrow because you deserve it. One person can't be under the bars all the time. You too, you have to take a turn. This is how it works. So there are some things when you are learning, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to understand them and know how to rise above it. Not every losing trade is a mistake. The mistake is when you don't know the difference between what caused the loss. A losing streak, listen to this carefully now, it's not an evidence that the edge is gone. It is the evidence that you are in the business that involves uncertainty. Period. The losing streak is not a problem. Is that true? The problem is the decisions that is being made inside your drawdown period season. Recovery is not objective in trading, meaning that there is nothing like I lost money, so I want to recover. It is more of I lost money, I'm still gonna stick to my system. Recovery is a byproduct of sticking to your system. Recovery must never become the goal. The goal must be focusing on your execution of your system. Then the recovery is a byproduct. So no matter who you are right now, if you have experienced losing streaks, forget about trying to recover your account and focus on executing your system. The recovery is a byproduct. It will happen naturally. When it comes to breaking rules, there is an intentional act to it. You intentionally did it. It's uncomfortable, but it is true. It is a conscious decision that you made to deviate from a pre-established trading system. And when you finish, it is now justified by an emotional state or a perceived special circumstances. You knew the rule, you broke it anyway. That is not a knowledge problem, that is a behavioral one. Your behavior must be checked. Behavioral edge is not about becoming a different person. It is about knowing exactly who you become under pressure. The moment you understand from this concept that trading psychology, it is a study of what? Your emotions, your behavior, and your mindset. That means whatever that you have come onto this call to do is to receive the knowledge, to build your capacity, to have the ability to recognize your psychological patterns.
Get ready for today's masterclass. Previously on the TP Masterclass.
A behavior is consistent, it's observable expression of.
So guys, that was the recap for last week. I hope most of you took notes as Cliff was explaining the whole point of trading psychology, because that is the whole point of behavioral edge that we learned. So make sure that if you have not, you can even, if you were on last week's TV Masterclass, you can always go back to watch it over and over again to get more understanding, because you never know, you could have missed something. So make sure that you are always going back to watch previous episodes. That will truly help you. Okay. And I have one more thing to say, but do we have testimonies that we will be sharing today for the people so that they would? Okay, so we have testimonies. I'm gonna read them, and then once I'm done, I will share very exciting news with you guys. So make sure that you are staying tuned throughout this period of time. Okay, so the first one says, God bless you and the team immensely for all you do for the community. My transformation process is evident and undeniable. I am truly becoming amazing. Replay, yay, finally someone replay. All these episodes have really held me down since I started watching on the 14th of February this year. I am proud of myself for staying with the family till date. God bless TP family. God bless Cliff Cheqona. Amen. Amazing. I'm glad that you watched the replay. Another replay. It's always great to hear from you, Cliff. Keep transforming traders and people who want to be great in this journey of life. I am happy being part of this vision. Yay! I'm so happy to see another replay. And the last one we have is, thank you for availing structured psychological knowledge for traders, Mr. Cliff. I thank God for you. Stay blessed. Amazing. I'm so happy to hear all these amazing testimonies. May you guys continue to share them with us so that other people will also see what other people are experiencing on this platform from the TP Masterclass. So the exciting news that I have to share is we'll have a special guest that will be joining us today. So make sure that you are staying tuned from right now till the end of this TP Masterclass. We did not announce this one because it's like, on this platform, expect the unexpected. So yeah, so make sure that you're staying tuned to see who this special guest is, because we have special news to also be sharing with you once the special guest comes on. So make sure that you stay tuned. If you're excited, just put maybe 111, because you guys are always putting 111 in the live chat. Put 111 or fire emojis just to let us know that you are excited for this news that will be coming very, very shortly. Okay, so guys, stay tuned for more, and thank you guys. Stay tuned.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life. What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life. What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday.
All right. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, kindly just drop some number ones in the chat for me. Okay. Thank you. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Shells. Thank you for an incredible, exciting, very light, exploring room intro. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you all for always sharing these testimonies. First of all, just when I do these things, I do it not because I'm hearing it for the first time. I do it because we live in a generation where it takes people genuine love, genuine support to be able to share the things they share, do the things that they do with the community. And I just really want to say thank you all so much. Some of you send me prayers, some of you send me videos, just saying encouraging words. And I just genuinely really want to appreciate each and every single person on this stream, in TP family, wherever that you are watching this from, whether Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. God bless you. Thank you so much. Today we're going to be continuing our Edge, what do we call it again, Independent Trader series. But today we are talking about another dimension of the Edge. We will do that in a second. But I want to do some quick announcements. And I'm very super excited about this announcement. But before I do that, let me know where you are tuning in from. Kindly just drop where you are tuning in from. Let me say hello to you. Give me the honor to just say thank you for tuning in. Some of you are as far as time zone in India. Thank you. There are people who are watching this from Kuwait, Qatar, Dubai, in the Europe, in America, Canada, the UK. I just really want to say thank you. So give me the opportunity to just throw a shout out to you wherever you're tuning in from. Then I will go into the announcement and then we will get in straight into the session for today. Okay. So let me know where you are tuning in from. Can we bring them up on the screen, please? You can keep on dropping where you're tuning in from. I will mention them one by one. I will take like 7 or 8 people. And I just really want to thank you all for tuning in. As usual, it's a culture we have over here. Thank you. Okay, can we throw the shout out first? I don't know who is controlling the stream today, but you exposed my surprise for no reason. This is the kind of surprise you don't just bring up on the screen like that. Anyways, so can we basically let me know where people are tuning in from the comment section, please? So we have UK in the house. Thank you. Who else do we have out there? We have Cameroon in the house. Thank you. We have Nigeria in the house. Thank you. We have Ghana in the house. Gato Adam. Thank you for tuning in. Who else do we have out there? Tanzania in the house. Tanzania in the house. Thank you. Nigeria in the house. Thank you. Thank you. The UK. Thank you for tuning in. We have Uganda. Isaac, thank you for tuning in as well. We have Ghana. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all. Nigeria. Okay, do we have any other country other than this tuning in that we can bring up on the screen? Because I can see there is a lot of people tuning in. Can we bring it up on the screen for me, please? We have Uganda as well in the house. Thank you. Saudi Arabia. God bless you. Cynthia for tuning in. South Africa in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we have Houston, Texas. Thank you for coming up on the masterclass today. Thank you so much. I genuinely really appreciate you all. Jos, Nigeria, thank you all. I may not be able to take each and every single person one by one, but I just genuinely really want to appreciate this. God bless you. Now, I quickly want to go into an announcement today. As we announced it last week, we said that we were going to basically let you guys know as time progresses for the Nigeria TP Masterclass. As I told you guys, we know that we are doing it in Lagos and then in Abuja at the same time. I want to communicate something, and I can assure you guys, God willing, by next week, we will release the date when exactly this will be. But I still want you to know that God willing, we are still doing it in Abuja and Lagos at the same time. I'm praying that, God will finally approve that it is this year. I have not sensed anything in my spirit that is not this year yet, other than if we are not aligned first spiritually, and then also, of course, logistics wise, everything must be aligned to make sure that the masterclass is a successful one. So we are making sure we are putting things in place before we will allow anything to go out. But I do know one thing for sure, that Lagos and Abuja has been confirmed. But I want to add one more news. So on top of it being Lagos and Abuja, apart from the masterclass, I am also going to be having a small get-together with some people that will be available for the get-together. Unfortunately, for the get-together, we will only be able to do it in Abuja. We will not be doing it in Lagos for some reasons that, I cannot be able to say. But we are going to be having TP Masterclass Nigeria, Abuja, and Lagos at the same time. When I say same time we come in there. But then in the Abuja, we are going to be having a TP get-together, a TP family get-together, and I will be able to be with the people in Abuja. Now, let me explain so that you don't think, why not Lagos? So remember, I told you guys that last year we wanted to do TP family get-together dinner. We couldn't do it last year, but this year I'm trying to really make sure that we can organize a way whereby every TP family member in each country, we can do something that makes it like a celebration first of TP family as a community coming together, and so on and so forth. Now, the purpose of that is that it is not just easy to say we are a community just because we are online. Community must be felt physically, must be seen physically, and must be experienced physically. And it's not easy to do that these days because of how we are all used to the digital life. But TP family, by the grace of God, we want to go beyond that. Now, I told you all that we will be, every single year, it's a culture. We go on a break twice in every year, 2 weeks, sometimes 1 month, depending on what is needed. This year, we are going to be going during the summer, we'll be having our first TP Masterclass break. Then in December also, for the transition, we will have a break. So we will have the TP get together dinner, or whatever you want to call it, hangout, whatever. We will have it before the break. Now, the way we are going to be organizing this is that the team will communicate a link soon, probably next week or next 2 weeks, to you all. And then those who want to represent TP family in your various areas, countries, whatever, you can let me know. I will meet you all one by one, meaning that I will meet you all in a group, and then we can discuss how we can actually really organize a TP family physical. It can be 4 people in the room, 15 people in the room, 2 people in the room. It doesn't matter. Everybody would take pictures with the people they met representing TP family. And then we will basically be able to have this beautiful moment. And after that, we will go on our first break. Then we'll resume again, then finish the year strong by the grace of God. If you are excited about looking forward to meeting another TP family member, but then I will have the opportunity to meet those in Nigeria, especially in Abuja, God willing, myself. I don't want this to be like a surprise. I want you to prepare so that we can be able to have an amazing time. So if you are excited about that as well, drop some number ones in the chat for me. And then we'll go into the last announcement. And then we will be able to go straight into today's segment. Yes, thank you. Now, this individual, I don't care how many times many of you know how much I associate myself with this individual. I don't care how many times I've been seen with this individual. Every single time that we decide to do something together, it becomes a very beautiful, powerful, divine. I remember in 2025, when God gave me this revelation for TP Masterclass 2024. I didn't do it, not because I didn't want to, because I didn't even know what it means, to come and sit here with you, teaching you about things that will help you as a trader, but I'm not sharing my screen. It was very unusual to the industry, but that was what I heard in my spirit, that use the kingdom principles to create a structure that will help traders in this season. I didn't understand. So fast forward in 2025, I got the same revelation again, starting this masterclass. So I called this brother of mine. I love him so much. So I called him and I said, bro, this is what I want to do. And he kept quiet for a few seconds. And I said, I didn't go straight to the point. I said, I want you to come on board, support me in prayers, in action, in delivery, in everything. But as soon as it came, as I was ending the sentence, would you do it with me? He was already saying yes. And 2025 was a good run. And many of you benefited. Every single thing you can benefit from him in 2025. Of course, some personal things came up. And also, you guys already know that even though he was here with us on TP Masterclass, he has his own busy schedule, but he left every single thing day in, day out. But this time around, again, few days ago, I was just about to take a shower or so. I think I was getting ready to go for a meeting or one of my consultations, and it just dropped in my spirit that I should do something for TP family. Now, when this idea dropped in my spirit, I didn't really know where to begin from, but I knew I'm doing with him because when I got the revelation, I felt his name in my heart and I felt peace. So I took a while. I took like 2 days or 3 days to call him. And as soon as I told him, you already know the answer. And he said, you know what, Cliff, let's do it. And so before we even make the announcement, I would like us to bring this individual up on the screen with me right now. And I just want you guys to drop some number ones in the chat for me as TP family. Let's honor him. Let's celebrate him. Let's say thank you for every single time that we need him as TP family. He shows up. Brother, welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much every single time.
Cliff.
Every single time, bro, you show up for me in my community. And I just really want to say thank you and God bless you. And I pray as you keep on honoring this community, the grace upon your head, the destiny God has allocated, connected to you, that the oil on your head, brother, will never run dry. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.
Welcome. I'm very excited for this announcement we're about to give. I'm about to see the flyer the team has created for the first time with you as well. But so drum roll, everybody, drop some number ones in the chat before we reveal this surprise we have for you all. So like in 1, 2, 3, let's go. So this events. Oh wow. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is actually beautiful. This is actually beautiful.
I love it.
This is beautiful. So guys, so we are about to do an intensive trading bootcamp. Intensive, exclusively for TP family. When I say intensive trading bootcamp, this is really for beginners.
Yeah.
And when I say for beginners, I'm not talking about a person. I really look like a military man. Maybe I should have taken this.
Myself.
This is we really look like we're about to destroy the whole confusion in their mind. But an intensive trading bootcamp, which is going to be on the 25th of May to the 27th of May.
Mm-hmm.
We will let you guys know how everything will be registration. My brother, how do you feel about this?
I feel really good. First of all, I also want to say thank you so much and God bless you for all the things that you're doing for the community. Trust me, not everybody will choose every single Saturday, right, in their 2025 and 2026 to sit behind a console and use 3 hours. 3 good hours. When you combine that, do you know how much time that is, bro? And you do this every single Saturday with the community, for the community. God bless you. I know that a lot of people in here are being blessed every single Saturday, and they know what it has done for them. I see the testimonials, I hear the testimonials, people tell me about what is happening for them, and I'm really grateful to you, and I know they are grateful as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro. So right now, guys, look, this is going to be a beautiful one. So if you are a beginner and you say, Cliff, where do we start from? What do I do? Okay, I understand my mindset is important, but I am confused. What do I do on this and this and that? On the 25th of May and the 27th, Meme and Kema, let us explain something, bro, so that they will understand exactly what they're going to be getting. We are going to, I think on day one, so guys, you need to understand something. Don't register this when the link comes. Just because you want to be part. It's intensive. That intensive is big there. I remember when we were having the meeting preparing this, I told the team, make the intensive big. Intensive simply means that we are not going to waste your time and don't waste ours.
Yes.
That is what I mean. So it is going to be morning and evening sessions. Morning and evening. We'll be teaching, side by side. But the way we are doing this, I am an advocate on one person can't do everything. Even though I'll be teaching some technical things as well, but then I'm giving majority of the technical aspects to my brother here. And he's also leaving the psychological aspect to me. Then we both will combine certain sessions and do it together. We will also give room for people to ask the questions that they need and so on and so forth. So even if you want to invite somebody, we are going to be screening, selecting people to join this bootcamp. It's free, okay? Let me just make that clear before somebody come and say, Kema and Cliff is trying to exploit people. And even if we say we are charging, it's worth it. But exclusive for TP family, we just want to do this as a non-profit structure for you. And so don't let anybody message you anywhere and say, oh, come and pay this. If not, you can't enter Kema and Cliff's bootcamp. No, we want you guys to know we are doing this from the bottom of our heart for the community. Yes. So it's a morning and evening session. Keep that in mind. So when the thing hits the link registration, I think we'll share it over the next week, right? When it drops into the platform, kindly just make sure that you understand what you are getting yourself into before you sign up. We don't want a situation whereby you will sign up because we are not taking a lot of people. So when you sign up, make sure you will show up. If you by anything changes, please let us know so that we can also create room for people. So but when you sign up, make sure that we are giving you guys from now to 25th and 27th so that you can prepare your time, prepare your mind. We have so many beautiful things for you guys. We'll talk about the chart, setup, analysis, market structure. Everything is going to be intense. It's going to be very intense. I can feel when I say intense, it's going to be straining because of time consumption and every single thing. So please prepare before you come onto this bootcamp. All right. So guys, if you are really excited about this bootcamp, drop some number ones in the chat for me. Brother, I don't know, since that you are here right now, do you have anything to say about gold? Can we remove the bootcamp from the screen for me, please? Do you have anything you want to say about? Would you want to draw some analysis right now for us?
So not really an analysis, but I'm just going to bend on the event that is coming up. You see, most beginners feel like trading is too hard. And honestly, from the beginning, I also felt the same. But I got to a point where I realized that trading is not hard. It is managing ourselves that is hard. So at the end of the day, exactly. So at the end of the day, I got to realize that if I'm able to manage myself well, I'll be able to approach this market in a way that will seem easy for me. So I identify myself first, know who I am, come into the market, study the market, and now approach the market the way it should be approached if I am me. So what we are going to be doing is for 3 days, we are going to strip away that noise, in the industry, strip away the noise, and then give you the foundation, that foundational knowledge in itself that is actually going to make you focus on what you are doing by focusing on yourself first. And I believe strongly that is one of the things that is actually going to push us as traders. You see, this is not going to be a motivational area. If it is motivation, if you are coming in because of motivation, please, like sit aside. If you're coming in because you want to see Cliff and Kema show you some kind of lifestyle and marketing, please sit aside. I'm coming to give you raw market education. Cliff is coming to give you raw education on how to manage yourself whilst you are approaching the market. If you have ever felt like the market is for a select few, you have that understanding. But register and we are opening the doors to you. You think market is for a select few? Yes, we are opening the doors to you so you be a part of those people who are selected to be in this market and trade it well. I hope you understand. So that is what we are doing. I am believing that those who really, really need the knowledge, not those who want. There's a difference between want and need. Those who really need to be in this space, I'm praying that they actually register and it's going to change their trajectory of that, like trading journey that they're having currently, right? So basically, that's what I'm going to say. Cliff wants me to, go to the chat.
I'm only asking you if you have something for the community. For me, I'm the kind of person
everything for 25th to 27th.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, you heard it. It's going to be a very beautiful one. I really, really wish that one of these days coming, depending on how this goes, we may actually really have continuous boot camps just in case if this becomes something that we see delivers masses. So guys, as you already know, as TP family as well, those who normally, so there are people who always also says that, they love what we do. And I remember I was on a call with somebody. I'm saying this and I want people to make sure that they understand what I'm saying well. Yes, we do the things we do from our hearts because it is an election of grace. But there are people who normally wants to sometimes bless individuals that is putting in efforts. TP family, if after this boot camp, we are going to also create an avenue. If you guys wants to honor my brother here, you can, because people normally I didn't want to do these things, but I realized that there is something called the law of exchange. Honor is powerful. I will honor my brother myself, and you guys can join me and we'll honor him. So, brother, I know you didn't know this one. I can see that your whole head is spinning. Like, what is Cliff doing? So, yeah, I know, but there's a saying that you reap what you sow. So I can't let you leave your community and then you will come into this space and we just don't honor him. So guys, you can honor him. No, guys. So while you are, I know. Let me honor you here. So guys, when you are about to register the thing, there will be a portal there that will let you honor and support everything we are doing. So it's free. You don't have to give anything if you don't want to. I am already going to honor him myself. But at the end of the day, I'm only saying this because it is only wise when you know the information you're about to get. You will not get it from anywhere the way we will commit to. So I'm giving you the opportunity to do that as well. So every single thing you're going to be doing is going to be very powerful. And I want you to have it at the back of your mind. So, brother, thank you so much. And we can't wait to also have you exclusively from time to time again on TP Masterclass. I don't want to spoil another surprise because, maybe that surprise may surprise another person. So let me just keep quiet and make sure we have verified that before I make that announcement as well. But God bless you. All right. So guys, can you drop some ones in the chat before we allow Kema Trades? He says, my name is Emmanuel Napoado, popularly known as Kema Trades. That is what you always hear him saying. So highest. Thank you so much.
The highest.
AKA the highest. Thank you so much. I genuinely really appreciate you. I'm not going to take too much of your time while we get into today's segment. God bless you, brother.
God bless you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing us to.
You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right, so let's get right into today's session. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to use some part of your time to give you this announcement. Thank you. Today, we are about to continue on our last but one part of the series, Independent Trader. So far, if you have been blessed by this series, kindly just let me know in the comment section. But while we go on today, last few weeks back, we started our Independent Trader series. It has been a blessing and amazing testimonies people have been sharing. You know, some people told me that this series so far has been one of the most powerful, teachings they have received, and I understand where they are coming from. I will feel the same way if it was me as well, I guess. Now, I want you guys to really avoid every distractions. And please, if you are somebody that you believe that this masterclass is not going to do anything for you, and if you think this masterclass is not what you need, you can feel free and leave the stream. But if you believe that this is the place where you can get the knowledge, make sure you avoid all distractions. And also don't distract other people. You can feel free and put certain things in the comment, but we really respect each and every single person here. On this stream that you are watching, there are people watching you right now that have companies. They are already successful. They just want to add trading knowledge and the transformation they are getting here part to their life. But majority of the people are already doing well in their own personal life. So when you come here, I feel like if you start distracting people, saying things that is not meant to be, left as a comment, the least you can do from a maturity standpoint is to just exit the stream. No need for you to distract people when people are busy learning. Okay, thank you. I respect each and every single person, so respect people as well. If you are here, I don't want us to distract people, disrespect people in the comment section. It is very uncalled for. So we're going to go into today's session. Last few weeks, we started talking about the foundation, and we spoke about it, and we understood that in the space that we are in the space in the industry where the infrastructures that create the success for the average retail trader, we have come to realize that it was not really built when the retail trader was in mind that, oh, we want to help the retail traders to make money. That was not how the infrastructures were built. And we understood that regardless of what the infrastructures are currently right now, we as mentors, we as traders, we as a community, we have a mandate to be able to support, create infrastructures that can be able to help us. So one of the things that I was just doing in episode 1 was to let you understand that there is a hierarchy in this industry. So at the top, we understood that we have the major banks. We have the EBS in the second in command. We have the medium-sized banks, and we have the corporations, the hedge funds, pension funds. And at the bottom of the hierarchy is where you will find you, the retail trader. And we were able to separate the retail trader from the concept of being connected to the industry. How did we do that? We came to realize that the only way you are really connected to the financial market is because you are connected to a brokerage. And the brokerage is what is connected to the market. But that doesn't mean that you are being manipulated, because the industry is a conflict of interest business. Everybody is doing their job. Some people might get hurt. It is like basically saying, oh, the person selling coffee is wishing people to die. No, but he also wants to be profitable. So it's a conflict of interest. That is why when we say conflict of interest, that is what it means. A conflict of interest is when you understand that what I am doing or my profession will make other people sad. In other words, if I am progressing, imagine if they tell you that a coffin seller has become a millionaire in his neighborhood. Do you know what that means? It means a lot of people died. So even though it is not his fault that people are dying, it doesn't mean that he shouldn't still sell coffins to people. So even though we wish people to be well and make millions, I don't think you will wake up in the morning and intercede for a coffin seller to make millions, because the millions will come from the number of people that loses their life. So it's a conflict of interest. It's a conflict but the interest is still there. Same thing with the business. Even though the prop firms may disappoint people, it's a conflict of interest. Even though the brokerages may not care whether you make money or not, but there is a conflict of interest. They still need you to open the broker account. And when you open the broker account, they don't want you to lose money, but they don't also want you to make too much. Conflict of interest. So it's a business. And the more you understand that and you understand your place, it changes everything. Are you with me? Then in episode 2, we came to realize that we have something called the technical edge. So in the attempt of explaining technical edge to you all, I made you understand that there are certain non-negotiables you need to be able to learn. We spoke about market structure. We spoke about time frame confluences. We spoke about every single thing. You can go back and watch this this series episodes, the episode 1, episode 2. So the technical side was to let you understand that you want to be able to know how to understand the market, and we'll be going more into the technical edge in the bootcamp. We'll be going more into that. So if you're a beginner, especially a beginner, you want to be there. So then episode 3, we spoke about behavioral edge. We came to realize that there are certain things you can't avoid in this business. There are certain scenarios, experiences, whether you like it or not, you are going to be experiencing them as a trader. And therefore, you need to have an edge over your behavior. You need to have an edge over the market when your behavior is in the conversation. So we spoke about several scenarios and what will be the behavior that can be triggered and what you need to do to survive when that scenario happens. So genuinely, I think we have had an incredible season of episodes. And today, the last but one is what I call the risk edge. The risk edge. Very important that you understand the concept of today's session, the risk edge. I will do my best and try to share my screen. I'm talking about the whiteboard, because what we're about to talk about today, the whiteboard is very, very important that we have that. So I'm going to try my best to make sure that we share the whiteboard so that you guys can be able to understand everything we are going to be talking about. If you know somebody who needs to be on this stream, kindly remind them that we are live. We are live, and they should be here. We are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook. We are live. Today's topic will really bless somebody. I can tell many people are going to learn a lot. You're going to be learning a lot. Father, we thank you so much for today's masterclass. We give you all the praise. Father, we give you all the honor. I am here to disperse knowledge that I believe will transform lives. But Father, that is all that I can do, disperse knowledge. But Father, you are the one that can give the understanding. I pray from my heart, oh God, for each and every single person listening to me right now, Father, please let them have the understanding. Open up their mind for their mindset to be able to receive the information so that by the time they will go into the market from Monday, something has happened to their trading journey. Please, Father, may you honor this prayer and transform minds today. In Jesus' matchless name we've prayed. Amen. Now we can begin. Risk edge. Risk edge. Very important that you understand the concept of today. We are about to learn about risk edge. We are about to learn about risk edge. I'll try my best to see what I can do. I want to share my screen. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, guys, 1 second. I want to share this screen, but okay, so okay. I don't know what is going on, but let's just continue. So risk edge. All right. So by the end of this episode, God willing, I have a goal. And the goal is that each and every single person under the sound of my voice, you come to the realization and the understanding of what risk actually really is across all dimensions. Okay, I really want you to understand what risk actually really is across all dimensions. There are certain ways that when I say professionals, anytime that I use the word professional in my conversation with you, I am not saying individuals who are in the space of hedge funds or pension funds or the financial people in the bank. When I say professional, I'm talking about an individual who knows how to apply the right tools at the right time in the professional way. The goal is that you'll be able to understand how to build a personal risk edge that is intelligent, structured, and practical. This is my goal by the end of this session. Okay. Now, I want to basically, let's define risk first. I am really, really wishing that I could have, give me a second, let me find out what the issue is, because I'm trying to share this, and it is, we're going to go for just a 15 seconds break. I want to understand why this is not sharing. 15 seconds, just give me 15 seconds, because if I don't share my screen today, you will find it very difficult to be able to understand the session for today, because it's very practical. So can you all give me 15 seconds? So 15 seconds, we go on a break. Team, take me off 15 seconds and let's come back again and let's get it started. Thank you.
You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
And you guys are sitting here. I am not teaching you. You are using me to learn you, because psychology is not what I teach you. It's what you learn about you. As a trader, your mindset plays an important role. Because when your brain is exhausted, your emotions will spike. If your emotions spike, your decisions will swift. It's a law. In trading, the person that is able to say I'm wrong quickly is the one that makes the money. I'm wrong. Cut it. Don't even think twice. Cut it. But you see, that is where those four guys that I explained to you, the dopamine guy and then the amygdala guy, you need to shut them down immediately. And how do you do that? You don't beat a thought by thinking. If you think with these guys, you will fail. When you don't counterattack thoughts that has grown in your mind, it will become your behavior. Why? Because behavior is a belief system. Consistency comes from a system, not from a feeling. Consistency comes from a structure, not from a feeling. And so if you trade because you are broke and you need to make money, you won't make money. You have to put all feelings, all desires, all expectations aside and stick to the system. You see, the you that you make the public think you are is not the one behind the strategy. The you that you make Cliff think you are is not the one behind the strategy. It is the you that nobody knows, the one that if in case we were putting a secret camera on you, we will be surprised. Do you know why? Because that you is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. There is something in your brain called neural pathways. And when it goes through a process that changes your wiring, it's called neuroplasticity. That means the weak you can become strong again. And you see, the only way you can rewire your mind is what goes in, not what you ignore. The more you get something in, the more something leave. And the more something leave, the more you become. If you pick up a book and you are reading, the more books you pick up and read, the more ignorance leaves your body and your mind. Your brain is like a baby. You need to train it. So you are a failure. I am not a failure. Maybe right now I'm not getting the results I'm looking for, but I am not a failure. When you speak, it contradicts what your brain is doing. You have been watching social media, addicted to it for 5 years, and you think that mind can trade easily? No, chief. It's not easy. You are going to make it, but you are going to have to understand that these things will hijack you. Wherever you are right now, you have not decided to be a trader. You just want money from trading. Cliff, what do you mean? When you decide you want to do something, everything else that will stop you from becoming that thing must die. And you guys are sitting here. I am not teaching you. You are using me to learn you, because psychology is not what I teach you, it's what you learn about you. As a trader, your mindset plays an important role, because when your brain is exhausted, your emotions will spike. If your emotions spike, your decisions will swift. It's a law. In trading, the person
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. We are back now. Everything is working now. Screen is sharing. Beautiful. So the topic for today is risk edge. And also the prayer that we made last week about my handwriting being able to come back to normal by the grace of God. The solution has been found. Can we share my screen for me a little bit? If you don't mind. Thank you. So first things first, we need to be able to understand. If you guys can see my handwriting today very well, drop some number ones in the chat. So the prayer is working. It's working. Keep on praying. So today we're talking about risk edge. Okay, we are talking about risk edge. And the reason why this topic is very important to me, and I'm super excited for what we are about to learn, is because I'm going to open your eye to certain things that maybe you have not thought about, or you thought about it, but you didn't think, your thinking didn't finish. Let me put it that way. Now, first things first, let's define risk. I know it's self-explanatory. You probably have checked it on Google, whatever, but let's define risk. Let's define risk. What is risk? Let's define risk. So I want you to write it down. That risk, please write it down. Risk is the possibility of an outcome you did not want. Risk, remember, when I come here and I'm cooking definitions, I really want you to be able to understand that it is the possibility, so that you can be able to understand what I'm teaching. So risk, what is risk? Risk is the possibility of an outcome. The possibility of an outcome you did not want in exchange for the possibility of an outcome you did. Meaning that the possibility of an outcome you don't want versus the possibility of an outcome you want is what makes something risky. So risk is not an enemy to the business. It is a cost of participation. So every single time that you take the opportunity to say you will go, let's say, for example, they said, oh, right now they will not allow anybody to execute the market again. MT5 shut down, everything I've shut down. Okay. And I said, okay, I don't know what to do. So I'll probably, let's say I will become a chef. Let me just say, I'm taking the risk of maybe my food will be nice or not nice. So the possibility, if you come to my restaurant, you're taking the risk. Or somebody decided they want to become a boxer. You want to take the risk. Saying you going into the boxing ring, saying, hey, no way I want to get punches. That is you just being, you being in denial. There are some things, even you waking up from your bed every morning, there is a possibility of certain things happening. So that is the definition of the risk we are trying to get this evening, morning, afternoon. So it is the possibility of an outcome. So it is an outcome. I want you guys to understand the outcome. What does that even mean? There is an outcome you don't want. No, you don't want that. Then there is also an outcome that you want to say yes to. Okay? So this is what makes that situation become a form of a risk. So that means when you decide to participate in that situation, in that environment, you are saying yes to that risk. Now, there is no return without risk. In my own opinion, everything in life, if you are looking for something to return back to you, there is no way there won't be a risk involved. No way. You must understand that anything that you want a return of, there must be a risk that has to be involved. Everything. Now, the goal of this teaching is not to show you how to eliminate risk. No. My goal is to help you to understand it so well enough that you can use it intelligently. That is my goal. My goal is to make sure by the end of this episode, you are not trying to eliminate. And this is what many people are doing wrong. Many retail traders, many entrepreneurs, many business people, what they are trying to do to risk is to eliminate it. No, you can't eliminate the risk. People ask me, why, Cliff, why do you always keep on making it look like it is okay to lose? No, I'm not saying it's okay to lose. I'm saying you're going to lose anyway. So make it an okay loss. Does it make sense? Make the loss okay. Because it's not okay to lose, but make the loss okay. I'm going to repeat it again. This is a good one. It is not okay to lose. No, I'm not a partner of losses. That's not what I'm saying. So it is not okay to lose, of course. Nobody wants that. But at least since you are entering into a business that you're going to be losing anyway, the least you can do is to make the losses okay. Do you understand what I mean? Good. So the goal is to make sure that you understand what we're about to talk about so well today that you can use it intelligently. When I was coming, in order for somebody to be able to understand certain things or survive in any environment, I was playing with the word risk. So I wanted to do something very intelligently today. So I said, okay, let me just see what I can use to explain what I want to explain today. So I did something here with you guys. So I said, reality is strictly knowledge dependent. So what that simply means is that if you pick up a child and the child wants to basically go into the road and just destroy themselves, or maybe, unfortunately go and stand in front of a car, the kid does not understand the reality of how dangerous being in front of the car is, not because the kid is bad, it's just that the kid does not have knowledge. The kid does not have knowledge. So I wrote down something here. I wanted to just make it cool. If it's not cool, it's fine. Don't beat me up. But reality is strictly knowledge dependent. That means your experience of risk in this market is entirely dependent on how much you understand about what you are doing. So I said, okay, how cool can I make it be? I said, reality is strictly knowledge dependent. So what is real to somebody right now is not real. Normally, sometimes when I'm having conversation with some of the people in my team, I say something that, when we were all younger, things were different and we'll be talking. And then sometimes we laugh about it and go like, it has always been like this. You are just becoming aware of how serious life was, bills, so many different things. So it has always been like that. But back then, because you were young and you had people taking care of those things, if you had the privilege for that, you didn't get that reality because you didn't have the knowledge of how real the situation was. So every reality is strictly knowledge dependent. So your experience of risk in this market is entirely dependent on how much you understand about what you're doing. The less you know, the more dangerous every decision feels. That is why if you've not back tested, no matter what happens to you, we can pray for you, we can motivate you, but your confidence will never be able to, come up, because confidence is not about you feeling that you can make money in the market. Confidence comes from data in trading. Confidence comes from data in this business. So the less you know, the more dangerous every decision feels. But the more you know, when I say more here, not over clouding your mind with knowledge, more, and that is why we started with a line upon line structure for this series. You need to be able to understand that the more calculated knowledge you know is what I'm talking about. Knowledge that is structured, the more that you know that knowledge, so that means you can pick your back tested data together with your forward testing data, sit down with it for 1 month, and you will learn more from that. That is what I mean by the more you know, not the more you store. Every day people are trying to learn something new. The more you know, mean sit down with the information that you need, sit down with it, and then you will be able to make calculated decisions in the market. Now, one thing I want to say is that risk does not change. Whatever we are about to discuss here, the risk will not change. Your knowledge of it is what I'm about to change in this context. What I mean by that is your risk will never get smaller. When I say it will never get smaller, meaning that the things that will happen, they won't change. But then your understanding is what has to get bigger towards the risk so that you will understand the concept. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be breaking down types of risk. We need to talk about types of risk. We need to talk about types of risk. Very, very important. Now, the reason why we are about to talk about the types of risk is because if you remember, during my episode 1, I made you guys understand something that we have different types of risk approach as a strategy. That is not what we are about to talk about now. Even what I said, let me explain. Let's say somebody comes to me and the person say, Cliff, I don't know, should I be a conservative trader? Should I be a medium risk trader? Or should I be an aggressive risk trader? I tell them, I call that the CMA approach. So conservative, medium, and then aggressive. And I say things like, and this is my own opinion. We know we have something called POV. This is my point of view. But then if you think this POV does not make sense to you, that is fine by me. This is not absolute. This is not a doctrine to the market. This is my personal experience that I'm using it to explain something to you. So listen to this carefully now. I don't believe that things like risk strategies like intraday swing and position and all of that, I don't think that they are identity related. I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I know we all started from those angles. Hey, are you a swing trader? Hey, are you a scalper? I know when I say when we started in 2012, that was the conversation we used to have. We used to boast about, I'm a swing trader, I'm a scalper. We used to talk about that. But I believe that those things are not necessarily identity related, because when you make it an identity related conversation, it makes you box yourself in this business. Because remember, in this business, your conditions can change. The market conditions can change. Meaning that the you that was single before you started trading will behave differently when you get married and you are trading. So that is a different behavioral and lifestyle changes in your life. Then we have the market conditions, like what is happening in gold right now, and different market conditions, oil, and so on and so forth. So things are changing, right? So I believe there are things that are approach related, like swing trading is an approach related strategy. Scalping is an approach related strategy. Position trading is an approach related strategy. So what I mean by that is, if let's say, for example, we are about to get into the summer and they sell winter clothes, they want to sell winter clothes in summer. People will really not want to buy winter clothes in summer. So the logical approach of that shop is to allow people to buy those clothes on discounts. It doesn't mean that the shop has now officially been renamed from Clothing Express to Discount Express. It is so the cloth company Clothing Express that only gave a discount during summer on winter clothes. It's a strategy. So I don't believe that if you did scalp today, automatically it means that you, the individual, as far as your identity is concerned, you have become a scalper. That is not the reality. I believe that you did scalp the market when it's needed it to be scalped, and you did swing it when it needed you to swing it. So bring my screen, let me show you something. Because watch this. If, let's say, for example, you buy the market at $10 and you sell it for $11, you made a profit of $1. And then you come back again next week and you buy it at $20 and you sell it at $21. When I say sell, meaning you took your profit at $21 and you made $1 profit again. Then you came back the following week and you sold it for, or you bought, or you sold, or you entered a trade at $30, and you also probably got a profit when it was around $31. $31. You made $1 profit as well. Now watch. The market from here to here has moved a whole lot. But you, because of the approach you were using, you only made $3 at the end of all this move you could have made money from. So you basically wanting to scalp or making yourself a scalper and say, hey, me, I want to scalp the market. And it made you only make $1 in 3 weeks, and you made $3. Does not mean that, it's great. The only reason why many people do this is because they think because they are scalpers, they need to do the scalping all the time, even when they have seen the market going all the way here. Because the reason why you are buying is because you know the market structure. You know it's going from $10 to $31. But the reason why you didn't hold it to $31 is because you have created an identity that keeps on making you believe the only way to feel as the trader needed to be is because you needed to scalp it. So you made only $3 from a move you could have made $20 from, just because you have connected the strategy to the identity. So I believe there are certain things that can be more than just an identity conversation. Same thing with what I'm about to tell you. So during episode 1, I gave an example of what I call the CMA, which is the conservative, medium, and then aggressive. So what I was basically trying to say was, if you come to me and tell me, Cliff, how do I risk in the market? And I'm like, okay, no problem. I get your point, but first we have to understand, even if you have the money to risk it in the first place, because you may have heard me say this all the time, that the financial market is not a place where we go to make money. It's a place we go to multiply money. So you can't multiply what you don't have. It's just a reality. So I know many people want to sell the idea of you can flip this small amount of money into this X amount of money. And people have done that. In my beginning of my career, I saw myself doing something like that. The only issue is it is not doctrine. It is not something that you can pick up and say, by hook or crook, everybody gets more money and trade. No, if it happened for you, does not mean it will happen for everybody. But there are certain things people need to understand for themselves. So if you come to me and you say you want to use smaller lot sizes and smaller risk as a conservative trader, I understand. But you need to understand that I gave you an example and I said, if you have $1,000, in order for you to be able to make more money from this market, use what I call the CMA, because that is what I do from time to time again. Conservative, medium, aggressive structure. How do I do that? What I do is you need to know the amount of money you are willing to lose in a month, the amount of money you are willing to lose in a day, the amount of money you are willing to lose even in a year, and the amount of money you are willing to lose in a week. So if you have $1,000 set aside, maybe this $1,000 is coming from a $5,000 account. So you've set aside $5,000 to trade, but you have taken $1,000 for the month of May. So in the month of May, that is what you have done. In the month of May, you have taken out $1,000, and then you say, hey, you know what? My team said, awesome handwriting today, Cliff. Thank you. The grace. Okay, so $1,000 in May. So you tell yourself, hey, I want to be able to use $1,000 in the month of May in my trading account. No problem. What you are going to be doing at this point is you need to be able to sit down and tell yourself, in the month of May, I am giving only $500 to conservative setups that I'm very sure of, but I don't also want to risk too much. Then in the medium account, you said, hey, I'm going to give only $200 to the medium aggressive risk, medium risk trades. Then the aggressive one, the one that you know in your heart. So people will sometimes say, Clay, but how do you know this is going to work? Well, your job is not to know. Your job is to look at your data. You know, I always say that there are certain things when the more you become more of, the more it becomes part of your intuition. It's a sentimental thing. For example, you cannot sit down Cristiano Ronaldo and say, hey, this is how you need to bicycle kick anytime the ball comes to you. You can't teach him that. It's an intuition. He knows when he needs to do the bicycle kick. Same thing with trading. We know when some moves, this is it. Like there are moves I've taken this year and I knew this is it. Like, and there are sometimes I've said this is it, that the market said, no, he ain't. And it did me dirty. You know, so that is the point of the risk. So you can give $300 to your aggressor, and then don't use it anytime because you can risk. So now every single time you get into the market, you already took $1,000 to use it in the month of May. You gave 500 conservative, you gave 200 medium, and you gave 300 aggressive. So the moment you do that, you are already defining your risk. You don't care. You don't care if you lose the money, but then you also know the way you have done it. Eventually, if everything plays out according to your data, your back testing, forward testing, everything you have, eventually you will end up with something. The month that this works for you, good for you. The month this works for you, good for you. And the month you are also building this, good for you. So yes, there will be some months you will not have it all better. There will be some months you will have it beautiful, but you won't always have room to take advantage of every risk that is supposed to be. Are you guys with me? So if you remember, this explanation is very well. This is the reason why I brought this thing back, is because this is not what we are talking about today. But this is included in the part of the risk I call the portfolio risk. But we will come back to that later on. So let's now talk about the types of risk, as I was saying. Types of risk. Types of risk. The type risk number one is, risk type number one is what I call the position risk. When we talk about the position risk, what do you guys think we're talking about? Can we bring something in the comment section for me to know people know what I'm talking about, please? Remember, during these mentorships, during this series, I genuinely really want to make sure that you are aligned with me. So what do you think I mean when I say position risk? What do you think I mean? Can we bring some answers on the screen for me? I want to make sure that we understand what we say position risk. What do we mean? Okay, the answers that are coming into the comment section, we can bring it up on the screen for me, please. So the first one is what we call the position risk. What does that mean? What do you think when we talk about position risk? Let me check the comment section, sorry. Lot size, perfect, that is it. Position risk is lot size, that is all. Position risk is lot size. Okay, so let me explain now. So position risk is lot size. Let's define it. We are going to be writing a lot, so be ready. Position risk, please write it down, is the amount of capital at risk on a single trade. Let me define it. Did you guys get that? Write it down. So when we talk about position risk, we are talking about the amount. We are talking about the amount of the capital. We are talking about the amount of capital at risk on a single trade. Are you guys with me? A position risk is the amount of capital at risk on a single trade. This is the foundation of my teaching for today. Many people who become traders, when they are teaching them about risk, this is the only part of the conversation that we talk about, the position risk. This is it. So the moment people start trading, the first thing that will come into their mind is how to use lot sizes. And they are great, but this is only one type of a risk. So the amount of capital at risk on a single trade is what we call position risk. This type of risk is defined by your entry price, by your stop loss. Are you guys with me? And then the lot size. So to be able to make sure that you use this intelligently, normally this is about your entry. This is about your stop loss area, the area you want to stop the loss. And then finally, the lot size. Are you all with me? So in order for you to use the position risk beautifully as a trader, you need to be able to understand your entry together with the area you want to stop the loss, and then your lot size. This is how we define position risk. Now, one thing that I want you to understand is that position risk is basically the floor of risk management, but it is not the ceiling. So many people know how to be able to understand position risk and so on and so forth, but they don't really understand that, okay, now that I understand that this is my entry, my stop loss, and my loss size, I'm done. And this is the part where many people are. So you will find out that, so the purpose of what we are talking about, I want you to really understand me carefully now. Watch this. Look at me, guys. Watch this. I want you to listen to me carefully now. If you are here and you lose maybe some part of your portfolio and you are not able to bounce back, or you build, you build, and then you lose the capital and you come back and you can't scale up. This is for you. Because many a times when we are talking about making money, making money is really a risk management conversation. But the issue is many people don't accept the fact that, as I said this before, trading knowledge is not a buffet of knowledge. You don't choose what you want. So what that simply means is that you cannot basically just say, I want technical only, or I want psychology only, or I want this one only. No, everything has to come together. Psychology, the understanding of your emotions, your behavior, and your mindset, it doesn't help you to make money. It helps you to survive while making money. Because if a pilot understands aerodynamics, even though that is not what he's going to use it to fly, but that is what he needs to use to get to his destination when he flies. So risk management is what makes you make money, because making money in any business, whether as an entrepreneur, as a trader, whatever, is risk dependent, numbers. But when you want to survive, to make the money, if you don't want to break down making the money, if you don't want to be confused and sabotage the money, that is when psychology comes in. If you want to be able to make them, anyway, I will come back later. But you need to understand that all the things we are about to talk today about, what we're about to talk about today, you need to be able to understand that every type of risk I will give you, they have something they do. I don't want to rush and go into the types of the risk just because you understand the first one. It's very important that you understand this. So risk type number one is position risk, the amount of capital at risk on a single trade. When you understand this, this is the flaw of risk management. Everybody knows this. I got into the trade with 0.10. Why? Because my stop loss is here, and if I hit it, I will get this. Risk type number one. Let's go into risk type number two. So the risk type number two is what we call the portfolio risk. Risk type number 2 is what we call portfolio risk. Now, Cliff, why are we learning all these type of risk? Is because, listen, have you tried to cook? I don't know about you. This is just my observation with me being very transparent and honest. Even though if I make jollof now, most of the times now I end well. I am able to make the jollof taste very good. But if you ask me to show you what I did, that the jollof came out nice, sincerely, I don't know. All I know is I added my tomatoes, I added the pepper, I did all the things that I needed to do, and somehow I ended up, with that is why for me, I know me, I'm just being honest. All the jollof I've made personally myself, I can't really repeat the same taste, but they are not far from being edible. This is what is happening to many people right now in this business. Some people have grown their portfolio. They have been able to survive some seasons. But if you ask them, what did you do? They don't have the knowledge. All they know is something happened. I'm trying to let you understand the concept of what I'm trying to basically tell you. That there are some things that will happen to you. I only went to the jollof one for a reason, because that one I know for sure. If you sit me down right now and say, Cliff, your recipe, I don't have it, but I know how to end. I can make some things together and the jollof will end well. And it's a risk. So that means if you are calculating let's say, for example, they say, Cliff, you are a Ghanaian. I said, yes. They said, okay, we want you to represent Ghana so that Nigerians will know that our jollof is the best. It's too much of a risk. It doesn't mean that Ghana's jollof is not the best, but it's too much of a risk for me to represent Ghana because I don't have the recipe in that structure form. This is the kind of knowledge I'm trying to let you guys understand. Are you all with me? That you can go into the market on Monday and you are not in bankrupt of other type of risk. So you will get to understand, so no wonder I go up and I come down. Okay, so it's because I did it. You will now start to understand logically. Are you guys with me? So the next one we call the portfolio risk. Portfolio risk is the total exposure across all open positions at any given time. Let's define it. The total exposure. The total exposure. So when we talk about portfolio risk, it is a total exposure across, I will explain, don't worry. The total exposure across all positions that you have opened. So all opened. All open. Are you guys writing? All open position at any given time. Very important that you understand that. So the total exposure across all open positions at any given time is what we call portfolio risk. Now, do you remember, I've said this here on the masterclass before, that if you do come to me and you say, Cliff, I have $5,000. Someone of you say, Cliff, what about us that we have 100? Well, okay, let's say if you have $5,000. No comment. When you have $5,000, in fact, let me talk about that. You see, when you have a small account like that, there are some things you can't do anything about it other than understanding the reality is strictly knowledge dependent. Many people, you have been told several times that I started trading with a small amount of money. Nobody is saying you are lying and you are not Wonder Boy. We get it. But when I am talking like this, I'm talking to a general group of traders. There are people following me here that are single moms. There are people following me here that are married couples. There are people following me here that are students. There are people following me here that is a 9-to-5 trader. I'm talking to different category of people. So you need to understand that I will not mention just a range of money unless the example is needed at that range. Are you with me? Good. So I'm not just saying only $5,000 is what you need, but I want to explain something. So let's say, for example, you come to me and you have $5,000 and you said you want to be able to be a trader. I'm like, okay. The first thing I will ask you is, what is the goal? If you tell me your goal is to be able to pay off debts, that means the only thing this $5,000 is supposed to be doing emotionally and every single thing is to be connected to your debt. Very important that you understand this. It's supposed to be connected to your debt. But the truth is, as much as people want to pay their debt with their trading, the debt is not the only thing this $5,000 is going to do. There is groceries involved. But then the most priority one is the debt. There are leisure involved. They also want to buy the things they want. They also want to be able to give people. They also want to support. So what I do tell my people normally is, if you have all these things in your archives, in your mind, the best thing you can do to protect your portfolio is to diversify. Diversification is another strategy to protect your portfolio. So you need to diversify. So diversify simply means write down groceries, write down leisure, write down debts. And in this case, because you don't want to expose all your trades across different positions at a given time in one system, diversify and give the majority of the one that is very important to you, which is debt. Give debt 2,500 account. That is why in every brokerage you can open another account in the same profile. So $2,500 go to your debt account. Then give maybe 1,000 to your leisure and give 500 to your groceries. Now you've already spent, this is 1,000, 3,000, 500, 4,000. Then you have one more which can be support, can be, let's say, for example, 1,000. This is not absolute. I'm only giving you an example. Are you guys with me? I'm only giving you an example. So in this case right now, before you can be able to understand this, it is very important that you understand the concept of what this simply means. This is very important that you understand this, so that you are not exposing your portfolio to many things that will stress you. Very important that you understand this. Okay, so groceries, you can give it 500. Leisure, you can give it 1,000. Debt, you can give it 2,500. And support, you can give it 1,000. Now, if you have $100, if you do have $100, you don't need to beat yourself up about it. What you can do with the $100 is to be able to understand that, okay, you know what? I don't have a lot of money. All I have is $100. You don't need to start with everything you need. You can start first with what is visible, which is realistic, which is your groceries. Are you guys with me? Very important that you understand this. Okay, good. So what are we trying to understand here? That in order for you to grow your portfolio, you need to keep it in mind when it comes to your portfolio risk. Make sure that your portfolio is not exposed to the market that way. Diversify. So many people ask me, Cliff, how can you manage all of this? If you cannot manage all of this, that is your reality. If you don't have the chance to buy a system like a social trader manager, you know, there is a platform called social trader. You can use it to copy and mirror trades in different structures. You can, it is all about being a business minded, but I don't want to go much into this today. Maybe during the bootcamp, we'll talk about this more often. But if in case $100 is all you have, you can start with the groceries at the end of the day. Are you guys with me? Very important that you understand this. So we have what we call the leisure. If you have debt, whatever it is. So the goal is to make sure that your portfolio is secured at the end of the day. If you guys understand this part that we are here now, kindly just drop some ones in the chat before I will tell you what to write next. Drop some ones in the chat for me. Very important Drop some number ones in the chat. Let me know that you understand exactly what we are talking about here. So number one is we are talking about the position risk. Almost every single person understand when we talk about position risk. Many people do get it. They get it that, okay, my lot size is here. But what about those who wants to build a portfolio? How do they do this? So I gave an example to somebody one time that when you are trading, and then you are trading so many different things, maybe today gold, this, that, you are hurting the portfolio. You are hurting the portfolio. It is very important that you understand this concept. You are hurting the portfolio in this order. So you need to make sure you are always in the concept of protecting your portfolio as much as you can. So if you have the money, diversify it and be a businessman or a woman. Very important, okay? All right. So I want you guys to write this all down for me now. Number one, what did I say, is the position risk. The second one is the risk 2, which is the portfolio risk. Now I want you to write this down. Your risk is not just what you have in one trade. It is everything you have open at the same time. So let's say, for example, if an individual is trying to basically manage a $5,000 account as a portfolio and they don't diversify that portfolio, what is going to happen is, let me give you an example why this is very important to me. Watch my screen. If this person puts the $5,000 in their account and this person is making, let me even use a smaller account here. If you have $100 and you don't define what this $100 is for as a portfolio, define it. When I say define it, when you define it, it helps you for you to know what to use it for. Did you know in my research, please, can you bring this thing up on the screen for me? Let me talk to people for a second. Did you know that in my studies, in the last few months, did you know that one thing I just realized is that many people psychologically withdrawing money from their trading portfolio in their mind is the same as hitting stop loss? This is a psychological learning I'm trying to let you know. Did you know that many people, to them, hitting the stop loss and withdrawing money from their trading account is the same? I'm not saying that they think that they are losing, but do you know that their brain is interpreting withdrawing money from their accounts the same as them losing money? So what happens is they make money, but they never withdraw because they feel like when they withdraw, they are losing a part of their portfolio. But they don't know that it is healthy to make withdrawal from your account, because the more withdrawals you make, the more healthier your portfolio is. Reality is strictly knowledge dependent. Guys, when I found out this, I was like, my God, because I started putting myself in it. I was like, this is true. Because when I started trading in the beginning, I can make money, but when it is time for me to withdraw, I'm like, and then so I had to practice withdrawal. But when I did these studies, it's few months ago that I found out this, but I said, let me share it while we are talking about risk now. If this is you here, please practice withdrawal. Practice. It is very important that you practice withdrawal. It is very, very, very important. Practice withdrawal. Ladies and gentlemen, practice withdrawal. Anyways, let me okay, let's see. Let's take it out from there. Now, where was I? This was just, by the way, I wanted to just make sure that we understand the concept of what we are learning, okay? Okay, $100. Let's bring up back the thing on my screen. Thank you. $100. So if $100 is all that you have right now, the first thing that you need to do is define what this $100 is for. Because if you don't define what this $100 is for, yes, I know you want to help your parents. I know you want to pay fees. I know you want to pay bills. But many of you here, you are profitable. The only issue is when you make money on top of $100, even if you make $20 cannot pay bills. It cannot pay fees. It cannot help anybody. It can only probably buy food. My recommendation here as a mentor and as a reality check is buy the food. Buy the food. Buy the food with the $20 profit you made. Start from there. I know that there are things that makes you believe you can flip $100 into 200K. Yes, I have heard these things before. But success, listen, bring the thing on my screen. Let me say something. Success, listen to me carefully now. When it comes to defining success, success is the progressive realization of a wealthy ideal, guys. Stop looking at other people to define your success metric in trading space. Success is the progressive realization of a wealthy ideal. So define what the $100 is for. There are many people, you will ask them, what is the point of the $100? I just want to see how it goes. And it goes the way they want to see how it goes. And they're like, I'm not profitable. You just don't have a success metric. So define it. So let me bring it up on my screen. Let me show something. So let's say, for example, you want to basically start with the $100. And you said, okay, if I get 500, I will keep the $100 in the old account and put 400 in what I call a debt account or bills account. Now you have two accounts. Have you realized that the prop firms are giving you the metrics of how risk is supposed to be, but many people don't learn from prop firms. One of the things I cannot deny when it comes to prop firms is how they show people risk. So prop firms can tell you different evaluations. We have something called different account. They will say, I have 1 eval, 2 eval. But then when it comes to your own account, you don't want to diversify. Somebody can diversify their prop, but they don't want to diversify their portfolio, which is very interesting. The prop firms will define maximum loss and your daily loss, but you will not define the same for yourself. And even when you do it, you don't even respect it in the first place. It is very important that you guys understand what is happening here. That many people don't want to define these things, but I want you to say no to that behavior. So anyway, I have spent too much time on the risk portfolio part, the portfolio risk part. If this part has made sense to you, let me know in the comment section. What are we talking about today? Risk edge. That we understand that the business that we are doing, there is a possibility of an outcome that we don't want. The goal is not to eliminate that outcome. The goal is to understand it well so that we will be able to have enough knowledge to use it intelligently. So we came and we understood that there are different types of risk. The number one is position risk. What you are understanding about this is that when it comes to the market, you need to define a capital you want to risk a trade. Why? Because you can either hit your target or you can hit your take profit. An outcome you don't want versus an outcome you want. And then the portfolio risk. We have come to realize that your whole entire portfolio can be exposed to a risk that may not make your portfolio healthy. Therefore, diversify. Therefore, define. Break down things very well. Are you guys with me? Good. Because if at the end of the month, when you sit down and you're going through your portfolio, you can basically say, hey, the groceries accounts gave me $300 this month. Okay, but my debt, the debt couldn't give me a lot. He only gave me $250. But since I don't need $300 for groceries, let me push $150 to the debt and then put this on. So you consider you are becoming a businessman. TP family, you will become a business thinker. Trading is a business. But remember, you're not going to do trading forever. No. So you need to start thinking like this so that you can be able to grow in a financial literacy. One of these days, we'll do a topic called the financial literacy structure of the knowledge. Because many people, the problem is that you're not a good trader. The problem is you don't even know how to scale up your money. We'll talk about that. Anyway, so the portfolio part is okay, yes? Okay, let's go to the next risk. Risk number 3. Risk number 3 is what I call the drawdown risk. Risk number 3 is what I call the drawdown risk. The drawdown risk. The drawdown risk is the consecutive. The key word there is consecutive. The key word there is the consecutive. The consecutive losing period eating into your capital, eating into your portfolio, eating into your trading account. So remember we spoke about drawdown as a behavioral edge last week, and we spoke about the fact that you can't eliminate drawdown. So if you can't eliminate drawdown, how do you survive in an environment whereby you are having consecutive losses? I want to explain this. Drawdown risk. This is very important. This is something that many people, you will need to hear this. You see, there are some times that when you enter into your drawdown phase here, your drawdown period, and you are having those consecutive losing period, the first thing it does is that it's going to eat into your capital. Is that true? It's going to eat into your capital. Now, the reason why we are talking about this is because if you are not careful, it will damage. Please write this down. The reason why you need to understand risk number 3 is not because drawdown happens. The danger of a drawdown period, and if it's not managed well, the danger of it is not that you are in a drawdown. The danger of it is that it will eat into your capital to the point that it will make it difficult to recover. It will make it difficult to recover. I will explain to you. Hold on. It will make it difficult for you to recover. I will explain what this simply means. It will make it very difficult for you to recover if you don't understand what to do during the drawdown phase. I want to say something. I want to give somebody a light bulb moment about something. Every single time that you are in a drawdown phase, the first thing to do, every single time, in fact, let me ask you all in the comment section, can we bring it up on my face? I want to ask this question. I want to know that you were learning last week and you have also learned something. Every single time that you are in a drawdown phase, what is the first thing you need to do? Every single time as a trader, I'm giving you, many people, when they enter into drawdown, they stop trading. That is not the first regulation tool. You don't want to stop trading all the time. You are in a period that you don't understand what is going on. But what is the first thing you need to do every single time you are in the drawdown period? What is the first thing you need to do? Tell me. What is the first thing? What is the first thing that you need to do? Reduce your risk. Thank you so much. Come on, now let's drop some number ones in the chat for this comment. I know many of you will put this, but this one now, I am impressed. Powerful answer. This is it. Let's drop some number ones in the chat for Henry. This is a good one. The first thing you do when you are in a drawdown is not to stay away or brimpon. It's not to stay away. It's to reduce your risk. This is the biggest mistake many people are making as traders. You stay away too quick. And by the time that you will stay away and you will come back, you have lost track of time of the market condition you have been following for months, for weeks. The first thing you do every single time that you are in a drawdown is to reduce your risk. So don't stop trading. Reduce it drastically. Reduce it, but keep trading, because the more you keep on trading, when I say more, not every day, more means consistently executing your system. Don't stop. Keep on taking the trades, but reduce the risk so that you don't get hurt. So I used to have this strategy I used to do a lot. It's called the drawdown account. Every single time that I'm in a drawdown, I go to that account. Because that account, I know that, look, this account is, I'm not going to over risk it here and so on and so forth. So in trading, it's all about having systems. You can have an account. It can be $500, $1,000. You can call it my drawdown account. Every single time that you don't want to trade on your main portfolio, go to that account and call it a drawdown account. That means you will not stop trading, but you are reducing the risk. Reduce the risk. I like that. Thank you so much, TP family. I love your participation. So the reason why it is very important for you to understand risk type number 3 is because if you don't understand this and your drawdown eats into your portfolio, and it damages your portfolio, it will make it very difficult for you to recover. There is a mathematical reality I want you to understand. Don't forget my acronym. Reality is strictly knowledge dependent. Reality is strictly knowledge dependent. When we finish this, maybe some of you need to tag me. Reality is strictly knowledge dependent. There is a mathematical reality in trading. A mathematical reality. Let me see if some of you guys know this already. Let me come and check the comment. Can we bring up the comment section again for me, please? Today we are teaching together. Listen to me and just learn. There is a mathematical reality that most traders do not know. Some of the people who know this, they know this because they are probably businessmen or they are people that lost mathematics. But this is something that I need you to know. If you lose 10% of your account, how much do you need to be able to recover? Tell me. No, it's a question I'm asking TP family. When you lose 10% of your account, how much do you need? I want us to bring it up on the screen for me. Let's see if we have some. If let's say you have $100, whatever, and you lose 10%, how much do you need to recover on top of that account if you lose 10%? How much do you need to recover? Okay, obviously 20% is more than 10%, but logically you need like 11%. Yes, 20%, you need 11%. So it's mathematically you need 11% to recover a 10%. 11%. You can do more, but you need 11%. Now let's do a quick one again. If you lose 20%, how much do you need to recover? If you lose 20%, how much do you need to recover? I know that we can even say 1,000%. It's a mathematical reality. I can see your question. Why 11%? You can do the math, guys. Do the math. Do the math. Pick up your calculator and punch it. So if you lose 10% of your account, yes, yes, you guys are almost there. If you lose 20%, you need 25%. Let me show you guys something about how beautiful mathematics are. Can you bring up my screen for me? Let me show you guys something. Mathematics is very, very powerful. 2 times 3 and 2 plus 3 is not the same thing, even though the digits looks similar, isn't it? This is why many people sometimes miss growing their portfolio. It is very important that you understand this. So 2 times 3 is 6, but 2 plus 3 is 5. So watch this. The reality I'm trying to let you guys understand is this. When you are letting your portfolio bleed, it makes it very difficult to recover. Don't forget what I told you. It makes it very difficult to recover. So when you lose 10% of your account, you don't need a lot to recover that 10%. Even 11% can bring you back to the place. But if you lose 20%, you see the numbers are increasing. You need approximately 25% to recover. If you lose, and this is a light bulb moment for somebody. Somebody has never encountered this revelation before. So in your mind, if you lose 50%, did you know that if you lose 50%, you don't need 50% to recover? Tell me, if you lose 50% of your portfolio, how much do you need to recover? I want you guys to get a reality here. Can we bring me on the screen? I want to make sure people are getting the concept. If you lose 50% of your account, how much do you need to recover if you lose 50% of your account? It's funny, isn't it? Pick up your calculator. Let's pick up your calculator. Let's do. I want the answers. Thank you so much. You guys see the reality. 100%, ladies and gentlemen. If you lose 50% of your portfolio, you need 100% to recover the portfolio. By this alone, let this be. So when people sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know why I am not following my rules, it's because you don't understand the reality of the consequences of you breaking your rules. You don't get it. These are mathematical laws. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. Mathematical laws. So many people don't really think about these things, so they think, no, you need to pay attention to your numbers. Drawdown risk. So the moment you start going into drawdown, don't be like, it will be fine. It won't be fine. If you lose more, it will take you a while to recover. Are you guys with me? I like that. Now you guys are getting the concept, right? So when you lose 50%, let me ask you a question. When you lose 70%, let's do the math. When you lose 70% of your capital, do you know how much you need to recover? Don't mention 1,000%. Let's come back to the reality. How much do you need when you lose 70%? Let's do the math. Let's type. This one I have to check it as well. If somebody puts in the comments, hold on, let me check too. Okay, 200 plus. To come back, you need 233%. Ladies and gentlemen, if you lose 70% of your portfolio, you need 233. In other words, 222, 230 thereabout to recover your portfolio. Guys, listen, this is not something somebody will say, but how will we make money? Well, no wonder your portfolio is not growing. You need to understand these things. So when you come and your mentor is mentoring you, you need to understand that position size alone is not enough. Loss size plus stop loss is not enough to be a profitable trader. You need to understand portfolio risk. You need to understand drawdown risk. That is what will make you respect when you are in a drawdown, and you will reduce your risk, because you know the more it is eating into your portfolio, the more it is going to make it difficult to recover. So the deeper the drawdown, the harder the recovery. Please write this thing in your book. Write this on your wall. You know, the reason why I said write this on your wall is because I had a meeting with an individual 2 days ago, and he was showing me his bedroom. My God, TP family, you guys are serious. People ask me, Cliff, why are you so serious about this masterclass? It's because you guys are serious about the masterclass. The gentleman showed me his room 2 days ago. He showed me his room, and in his room is a written down note of all the teachings from TP Masterclass, and he has posted it on his wall so that every time he wake up, he's learning. And I'm saying this to say that the reason why I take this masterclass seriously is because you take it seriously. Thank you so much, guys, for paying attention. But anyway, the deeper the drawdown, the harder the recovery. So protecting your capital here is not you trying to just be conservative. It is mathematical intelligence. Knowing that when it eats into my portfolio too much, I am in trouble. Math is very interesting. We call something lifestyle inflation. So lifestyle inflation is something I didn't understand when I was trying to build wealth. So I remember back in the days, in 2012, 2015, thereabout. No, basically 2015, 2016, thereabout. I was like, God, if only I can make 200, if only I can make 1,000. And I realized there is something called lifestyle inflation. So lifestyle inflation is where no matter how much you earn, if you don't do something mathematically to your finances, nothing will change in your life. Nothing. You will make 15,000, 100,000 a year, and your life can still look like the same way it was before you made 100,000 a year. And that is the same way I'm trying to let you understand what we are doing here means. That when you understand these things we are talking about, it will give you a reality check, because reality is strictly knowledge dependent. Number one, position risk. Now you understand that. Number two, portfolio risk. Diversify. Make sure that you are not exposing your account too much. Number three is what we call drawdown risk. The deeper the drawdown, the harder the recovery. And whenever you are in a drawdown, what did I say? The first thing you do every time that you are in a drawdown period, because they will happen, is to reduce the risk. Are you guys with me? Reduce the risk. Facebook, are you learning? Instagram, are you learning? Sometimes I forget that, there are other streams. If you are on Instagram and Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are learning. Let's talk about risk number 4. Risk number 4. The risk number 4, I am only going to talk about it because I want you to know it, but I don't want you to use it as a strategy because it is not something that many people even have the capital for. But the risk number 4, many people have heard it before, is called hedging. Hedging. So normally hedging is a form of a risk strategy where a trader opens a position in the opposite direction of an existing trade they are already in. The purpose of that is to limit the potential loss while they are keeping the original position open. Now, this is what normally sometimes happens in many professional environments, such as the brokerages. Let's say many people wants to buy, and their portfolio is being exposed because many people are buying gold. Well, the logical thing the brokerage will do is to make sure that they hedge by opening the opposite side of that position. Normally, traders also do the same, but this is the most talked about strategy, but nobody actually really uses it. The reason being is because you need to be very good at your calculations before you can know how to be able to do this. Because if you don't understand this, let's say, for example, you are in a gold trade and you are in negative $100 and you want to be able to open the position. Let's say you entered here with a 0.10. So the market is up 100 pips. Then you open 0.20. The truth of the matter is, so let's say, for example, your original one is a buy, and then you are losing because the market is selling. So you wanted to now sell as well, which is opposite of this. So you open 0.20. The issue is this will go into much more loss faster if it decides to turn around, and it might put you in a quick loss again. So we don't normally talk about this because this is something that you need to be very good at mathematics to know how to open the opposite direction to preserve the exposure of the loss you are in while waiting for your original buyers so that you can be able to recover some margin and so on and so forth. Many people have tried this before and you were not wrong. The only issue is mathematically you couldn't calculate well and you didn't even know what you were doing, and so you added more harm to the problem. So let's say, for example, the few things that there is an important distinction I want to put here as well. And the distinction is that when you are hedging is basically not a substitute for stop loss. So what I mean by that is many people hedge not because they understand the strategy. They hedge because they entered into what we call loss aversion. This is their entry. This is their stop loss area. They entered into a loss aversion whereby they immediately cleaned the stop loss, and then the market kept on dipping on them. And instead of them getting out and accepting the loss, they kept on holding. And they said, if it's going to drop, then I'm going to hedge. So they will open an opposite position, which is they're going to sell now, and then they're going to sell here. But then hedge is not a substitute for stop loss. It is a strategy that is being used to be able to make sure that you will open the opposite direction of the trade so that you can limit. The goal is to limit. Hedging does not make you money, it limits. Hedging does not make you money, it limits your potential loss. But the reason why we don't talk about this and the reason why we don't really need this is because we are really keen on stopping the losses. We are really keen on stopping the losses. This is normally really not a retail trading conversation, but I just thought for the sake of knowledge, I wanted it to be known. And you guys with me? So in other words, hedging is not a way to avoid a loss. It is a way to manage exposure. The key word there is an exposure management. That is why most of the time it's brokerages that uses this strategy. So let's say if many people are buying, and the brokerage activate the buys, and they know that they are going to lose a lot of money, they will hedge opposite that direction to make sure that they manage the exposure of that portfolio. Are you guys with me? So that is risk type number 4, hedging. Please drop some number ones in the chat for me if you are done understanding, if you wrote down something. Thank you. Okay. Are you guys all with me? Good. Let's go to the risk number 5. Risk number 5 is what we call the correlated risk. Now, I want to say something. You know, many people are practicing a very good behavior, let me put it that way. And so there are many things they don't think about. So there are many people here on this live session right now with me that you are not doing certain things and they are very good. You are not doing them and they are very good. But I want you to know what you are not doing, and I want you to know what would have happened if you were doing it. And that is what I want to talk about. It's called correlated risk. So when we talk about correlated risk, we are talking about when you are holding multiple positions that are affected by the same market driver. So it is when you are holding positions that are affected by the same market driver. Very important to understand this. So what does it mean? What this simply means is that if a trader is buying gold and the trader is buying, let's say, Euro USD, and the trader is buying GBP USD at the same time, on the surface, those positions that you have opened, they look like 3 separate trades. All right. So trade number 1, maybe you're on XAUSD, trade number 2 on Euro USD, and trade number 3, maybe let's say on GBP USD at the same time, even though you've opened 0.10, 0.10, and 0.10. One thing you need to understand here is, even though they are all different trades, in the terms of risk, they are the same. So it's called correlated risk. So, and also hold that thought in your mind. I want to say something quickly. There are many beginners here watching me right now that when we talk about your risk here, if let's say your account can only handle 0.01 overall, what this simply means is if you open 0.01 3 times, it means that you have opened 0.30. I found out this about somebody and I said, no, this is not something I need to talk about this. You have opened 0.30, you have not opened 0.10. So if you know that 0.10 is your overall lot size you want to use, this is what needs to be divided. You don't need to open this 3 times. Okay? I just wanted to share this. We'll talk about this more when we get to the bootcamp, by the way. But this is something that I just believe I needed to share with somebody to understand. Anyways, so correlated risk is when you have opened different assets that correlate with each other. So what that simply means is that if all of a sudden, let's say USD or the DXY or the USD strengthens significantly, what is going to happen is all 3 positions, they can move against you. They can move against you. Now, I'm not saying they will, they can. And remember, in a risk situation, you want to make sure you are always at the right side so they can move against you. So that is why normally you will hear your mentor telling you, don't open this and open that and open this and open that. Because if you do that, it's called correlated risk. But many people, you're not doing it. And it's very good you're not doing it. But I want you to know that there is a name for that. It's called correlated risk. So if you open 3 trades that react to the same market driver, they are not 3 separate risks. They are the same risk. They are one risk in 3 positions. Don't forget that. Are you guys with me? Very important. So the last one is what we call the correlated risk. Very important to understand. So these are the 5 types of risk I'm going to be giving you. There are a few ones I wanted to share as well, but I'm going to only let remain these 5 because we need to keep on going so that we can finish this masterclass as soon as possible. Okay. So the last one I will give you here is the correlated risk. So you need to understand that every single time you're in the market, understand. So how do you survive in this form of mistake? You need to understand market correlation. That's it. Okay. Market correlation. Now let's go into the next part of this mentorship or this masterclass. We are almost done. We are almost done. Okay. I want to talk about the next approach, which is what I call risk tolerance. Risk tolerance. In order for you to build an edge in the market, you need to understand risk tolerance. What is risk tolerance? I'm going to be using 3 dimensions to explain risk tolerance, but let's define it first. Risk tolerance is the total capacity of a trader. The capacity. Remember, I told you guys that the ability to tolerate something or the ability to do anything means you must have capacity. So the trader, your capacity to be able to absorb loss financially, psychologically, and operationally is what we call risk tolerance. So if you are able to absorb the loss financially, if you are able to absorb the loss psychologically, I remember one time I went to one hot restaurant in Dubai. And you know, Dubai has a very beautiful way of showing you that it is Dubai. So I went alone. I was having a business meeting. I went and I didn't go with my wife. So they brought the menu. And when they brought the menu, and I don't have any choice because I knew the restaurant was not cheap. So it's not like I didn't know when I went there. I knew. And it's not like, we can't pay for it. But there are still some prices that when you see it, you will know that, chai, this one, you need, you know how chefs has a way of, explaining why the food is exquisite. So there's something, maybe even if it's rice and gravy, they will call it the 360 white rice with a salted gravy, blah, blah, blah. So the menu came and I was about to order for the food. And I should have ordered it myself. But the waiter came and the waiter is like, oh, hey, all right, so can I help you? And I said, sure, brother, just help me. So he said, okay, this is good, this is good. So when he was telling me this is good, I was just like, okay, I mean, it's all good. So he ordered and then he left. Then when he was now bringing my meal, how you know the meal is not going to be a funny price is how they come in 3 waiters with their pushing food tray that you push, and they have to cook the meal in front of you. So when he now brought that, it came to my understanding that, well, wait, how much is the thing the guy actually showed me? So I now went into the menu, and as soon as I saw it, I took a picture and I sent it to my wife, and I said, this is a demonic price. And we were just laughing. I'm just saying this for you to understand when it comes to risk tolerance, it is the ability for you to absorb loss. And in that moment, if I couldn't absorb the loss, it would have been a problem. But anyways, that was just something humorous that I just wanted to share with you guys all. Very interesting moment. So risk tolerance is the ability for you to be able to absorb a loss financially, psychologically, and operationally. How do you know that you have the capacity? Is when you don't damage your ability to continue trading. Because in trading, the goal is to leave to trade another day. Are you with me? Is to be able to leave to trade another day. So risk tolerance is the total capacity of a trader to absorb a loss. When I say a trader, I'm talking about the person behind you, the person, financially, psychologically, and operationally, without you damaging your ability to continue trading. So I'm going to give you 3 dimensions that we will use to define risk tolerance. Dimension number 1 is what we call financial tolerance. Please write it down. Financial tolerance. Financial tolerance. The first dimension is called, what are we doing here? We are building your edge in risk. Okay? And the only way to be able to help you, for you to have risk edge, is for you to have this knowledge so that we will know how we are building it. So the first one, the first dimension is financial tolerance. The first one is financial tolerance. Financial tolerance is basically how much can you actually lose without it affecting your life outside trading. Many people don't ask themselves these questions. The person that is now in school as a single boy, a single female, or a single woman or a man who is in school, you are not the same as the person who have 2 kids, 3 kids, 7 kids, 8 kids. It's not the same. As the individual who is a single mom, your financial tolerance is not the same as somebody who is basically just living their life. They don't care what they lose, and so on and so forth. So the first dimension to know your risk tolerance is when you gauge it in the dimension of financial tolerance. So you can have 2 traders and they both have $1,000 accounts. But if, let's say, trader A deposited 1,000 from savings that took him 6 months to build, that money represents survival. That money represents survival. Then if you have trader B who deposited 1,000 that was completely disposable, they could blow it in Dubai Mall, they could blow it in Emirates Mall, they could blow it anywhere, they could blow it in anything, right? Losing it changes nothing in that individual's life. So the account size is the same, but completely different financial tolerance. Are you guys with me? So you are here, you are clear. How do I know my financial risk tolerance? Very simple. Look at your life right now. Can you blow $100 right now and sleep at night? If that is the case, use that to trade. But if I say, can you blow $100? And no, I can't. Then it's going to be very difficult. Even if you can trade, you will trade from survival. Are you guys understanding this part first? I'm not going to beat around the bush over here. The advice I want to give you here is very simple. Never trade money whose loss will change your life outside of trading. If you put any money into your deposited account that you cannot be able to afford to lose it, that is not risk management. That is survival. So many people right now, you are trading from a survival account. And that is why every movement of if you are here and you have actually bent down before to blow the candlestick, withdraw the money, withdraw it. Like true story, like you are actually blowing, just like, oh my God, please, Father, and you are praying and you are still praying. Withdraw the money, withdraw it, please. Just withdraw the money and use it to buy something else. Take care of yourself with the money. Don't trade. I'm not even being sarcastic. Withdraw it, because right now it means you can't lose the money. And if you can't lose the money, you can't take the risk. Because remember, risk is you understanding the outcome. Can be whether what you want or what you don't want. So if you are here and you are blowing the candlestick, thinking that somehow, you see how our brain can sometimes deceive human beings. You guys are laughing, but it is true. Some of you are still blowing your candlestick on your screen. Meanwhile, you know what you are doing will not affect the market, but your brain wants to believe, oh my God, Father, please let this, it will blow. I said, during the time that I laid my hands, when I shared this story here, people, because it is an old story now, it makes it look like I'm kidding. When you lay your hands on your portfolio and you are like, God, please. Many of you here that are Christians, you have spoken in tongues over your account before. It won't work. Chief, I can see. There is one thing I can assure you as a Christian, is when it becomes principles in life, some things don't work. You must follow the rules. You must follow it. If you go and stand on top of a 50th story building and you jump from a 50th story building, if you want to say, God of Abraham, you will still hit on the ground and die while declaring Jesus. That is why when Jesus came here on earth and Satan said, listen, look, you are the Son of God, jump, jump. If you jump, God will make angels hold you up and your feet will not touch the ground. Jesus said, you are joking. He said, it is written. It is also written, don't test the Lord your God. Because as far as I am on earth, I know there are principles. If I jump, I will go down. So guys, when it comes to the business, as much as you're a Christian and you're a believer, or you believe in, something superior more than yourself, don't let that be the reason why you think life will bend the rules for you. Follow the rules. Don't lay your hands on your account. Pray before you take the trade. Don't pray when you are taking the trade and you are losing. Pray and say, Father, let your will be done before you enter the market. So the first one is financial tolerance. If you cannot be able to blow that money, it is not. So people sometimes will use all their last money to buy, maybe let's say, for example, a prop from account, whatever. Even though you didn't depart, it is the same thing. It is on survival. So the reason why you need to understand the first dimension of financial tolerance is for the sake of your risk tolerance. Are you with me? Good. Dimension number 2, psychological tolerance. Psychological tolerance. When we talk about psychological tolerance, it's how much drawdown can you absorb mentally before your behavior changes. So every single person watching me right now, you are not bad, but we all have different capacities to be able to behave in a certain way in the market. For example, there are losses up to this stage. If it hits me, it will affect me. So I don't want it to get there. No. So psychological tolerance financially is when you know the kind of loss. Have you realized that sometimes you will tell yourself that, oh, this is just $300. It's like you are bragging with the market. This is just $300. And the moment it hits your stop loss, for some reason you get triggered. That is something you need to write down. To you, your subconscious mind or your conscious mind is saying, oh, it's just 300. But the moment you lose that money, the moment you got triggered, reduce that psychological tolerance 50%, meaning that you are lying. $300 is not your mark. Bring it to 150. I always give you this example. It's like couples having conversations. They'll be like, oh, babe, just tell me. It's okay. Don't worry. I understand. They are lying. They are, especially men. Listen, if you are TP family men, listen, you need to learn this. If your partner, your spouse is like, oh, don't worry, she's lying. Don't say it. Wait, let me explain what I mean by don't say. I'm not saying go and do something bad and then hide. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are certain things. Let God give you wisdom. Because when you say, oh, this is why, this one, this and this, make sure the mood is right. Because if the person tells you, oh, don't worry, tell me, the moment you tell them, they themselves don't even know how they will react. It's a psychological thing for all men. So many people will be like, oh, don't worry, it's just $300. It's just $300. And then the moment they lose the $300, guess what happens? They become angry. And immediately what you need to do, write it down and say, my psychological tolerance towards $300 is not good for now. Bam. So the second one is psychological tolerance. How much drawdown can you absorb mentally before your behavior changes? You need to know your real number. So as a trader, if you've been trading for 5 years, if I ask you what is your psychological drawdown tolerance, you need to know. I know mine. Do you know yours? How do you know it? Pick up your journal and write something down. Pick up your journal. When you pick up your journal, you write something down. Simple as ABC. Pick up your journal, write the things down. That is what we call you learning about your psychological tendencies. Are you with me? So a trader who believes they can be able to handle 5 consecutive losses or $300 losses, but their journal shows that after 2 losses, they are going into revenge trading. You need to know this. Okay? So write this down for me. Let's go into the third dimension. Your psychological risk tolerance is not what you think it is. When you ask, oh, I think mine is $50. We don't know yet. Go and study it and write it down. Your psychological risk tolerance is not what you think it is. It is what your journal proves it to be. Your psychological journal is not what you think it is. It's what your journal proves it to be. It's what your journal proves it to be. So that is dimension number 2. Dimension number 3. We have what we call operational tolerance. Operational tolerance. Operational tolerance. Over here, this is where you need to understand. A lot of people don't look at it from this angle. So I'm trying to make sure I make it in a way that is making sense. Basically, how much complexity. You see, every system in this world has a day it doesn't work. So the complexity of your system can sometimes not perform the way you want it to perform. So whenever you are building a system that require monitoring multiple pairs, multiple sessions, multiple time frames, all of them simultaneously, that is an operational capacity right there. So what I mean by that is this. There are many people, if you actually sit down and you start looking into your journal, if the screen is sharing here, okay. There are many people watching this right now. Let's say, for example, you have been following your journal from Monday, then Tuesday, all the way down to Friday. One of the things that I want you to understand is this. If you do start looking at your operational system, meaning that you being part of it, it's not just the structure of the market or your risk or your capital, none of that. Everything, including yourself, being part of it. So when you look at your journal, you will know, I don't understand this. Every single Thursdays, I'm losing money. And then by Friday, I don't even have any enough money to. But on Tuesday, Wednesday, I make money. What that is telling you is that in your system is working on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. What you will need to do is don't just stop trading on Mondays and then Thursdays and Fridays, but rather use those days to do something else, but not execution. So many people don't have an operational tolerance. How many? Because there are people right now watching me. Your mental capacity is not the same as another person. There are people watching me right now that it is only by the grace of God that you are able to even watch this masterclass all the way to the end, because you have what we call short attention span, or whatever they call it. So there are people you will need to know, okay, every Tuesday when I'm trading, I will watch the market for 1 hour, 30 minutes. 1 hour, 30 minutes, and take a break for 30 minutes and come back and finish it up in 45 minutes. So by the time we'll be done, maybe let's say 2 hours and some plus is what you are spending in every single session. Then by Tuesday, the same. Why are you knowing all these things? So when we sometimes say sessions and all of that, don't just follow blindly. This is the whole point of the Independent Trader series. Have your journal. Know how many hours you work. For example, for me, if I go to the gym, if I have a very beautiful prayer morning session and everything, I am in a very good mood. I'm in a very operational system, structured, properly ready. But the day I'm not able to do all these things looks a little bit different and so on and so forth. So you need to know yours. It doesn't mean that don't trade or don't do anything regarding your trading business, but it means do not execute. Guys, there is a difference between you executing and having a trading day. A trading day always doesn't have to end with execution. A trading day means it can be back testing, it can be studying, it can be your journal, it can be anything, but you got to be consistent by knowing when your operational structure fails from time to time again. So operational tolerance. To what extent of complexity will your system fail after some series of executions? You need to know them. On what days, during what times, you included of the system. Maybe you are mentally fatigued. You write them down and so on and so forth. Does that make sense, guys? Good. Now that we have been able to talk about all of this, I want to start wrapping up now, because I will connect majority of this conversation also to what we call our last episode, data edge. But if you came onto this call and you are like, Cliff, so what do I then do now? That's how can I be able to build an edge over the market in terms of my risk? Well, what I want to tell you today is risk edge is not a single rule. Risk edge is a complete framework that is built across 5 dimensions. Number 1, you need to be able to understand the types of risk. I already gave you guys that. Position risk, portfolio risk, drawdown risk, hedging, and correlation. You understanding that will let you know what to do. So it's like when they are training a pilot, they are telling the pilot, listen, We don't want you to have an accident. But if this happens, this is what you need to do. If this happens, this is what you need to do. So that is what I did with me, letting you guys understand the different types of risk. Then you need to be able to understand your real tolerance. That means right after this call, your homework is very simple. Have a journal that is able to know what you can tolerate. Ask yourself the questions normally you don't want to face the truth with. Do you have money? If the answer is no, putting it into trading may work, but you will trade from survival if you care about losing it. It's a reality. So you need to be able to know your tolerance from all the dimensions I gave you, from financial tolerance to psychological tolerance to operational tolerance. Are you with me, guys? Then after you have been able to understand that, you need to be able to understand that risk is relative. Somebody, if the individual, if we all put $1,000 here, and then you are risking 3%, and somebody also puts 10,000 here, and they are risking 3%. This guy and this guy 3% is not the same. Risk is relative to who you are and to what season you are in and to what capital you have. Risk is relative. So if you ask me, Cliff, what risk should I use? I don't know. What is the mathematical logic that your account can handle? And what is your goal and what are you trying to achieve? So risk is relative. Then you have to have a structure that solves all the three problems that we are always trying to make sure we fix trading with. And that is why I want to bring my teaching to an end by letting you guys understand the three problems, and then we are done. So problem number one is that the reason why you need to understand this is because you don't want to blow your account. We are almost done now. Blown account is problem number one. How does people even end up as traders blowing the account? If a trader has $1,000 and they don't have no monthly risk definition, no allocation framework, just that they want to just use position size and every single thing, that person will end up blowing the account. So the reason why you need an edge risk-wise in the market is because you want to fix this problem number one here, blown account problem, series of this. And the reason why, that is why I gave you guys the CMA system. I gave you guys so many solutions that you can use. Okay, I don't know where it is, it's fine. But you guys remember, right? The CMA solution, conservative, medium, and aggressive. Make sure that you give your portfolio diversified allocation of risk so that you can be able to have a better, healthy growth so that you don't blow the account. Because there is somebody here that it's not that you are not making money, it's that you don't like the profit you took. So sometimes the moment that you got a very good trade that you were supposed to take the good trade, you only use small lot size, and then that day you couldn't make good money, and then when the trade finished, you were devastated. So problem number one is blown accounts. Problem number two is making money then losing it back. Making money and losing it back. This is the second problem why you need to have an edge over the market as far as risk is concerned. How do you apply this risk? Let's say, for example, you are trying to grow $1,000. Okay? Let's say you are trying to grow $1,000 and you grew it 1,400. But then you don't have a protection rule, meaning that every single time the account grows by 200 or 300, you don't have any rule for it. And that is why I said you need to have a rule that says, okay, every single time that I make 1,400, since this is my debt account, 300, or let's use percentage, 70% will go into so and so. So if you don't want to be able to be losing your money, my ultimate solution is practice withdrawal. Have a rule around your withdrawal. Many people say, but Cliff, what is the difference? Don't you think compounding is better? Well, it's true, but imagine if McDonald's, Starbucks, And all these companies, if they were making profit and they were keeping the money in their account all over there, 2, 3, 4 days, 1 week, it will not be a good idea for that place. It will turn that place even into a bank. So you don't want that. The more you see more money into your account, you think it is a call for you to misbehave. So practice withdrawal. Very, very important. You understand, okay? So making money and losing it back. What do? Profit that has no protection is just a capital you have not just lost yet. Profit that has no protection is just capital you have just not lost yet. So how do you protect your capital that you are making and losing? By making sure you have a rule that makes you withdraw. Problem number 3 that we are trying to solve is what we call the compound well, then lose it all. Compound well and lose it all. This one here, you are basically making money and losing it back. But then the problem number 3 is basically compounding well and you're losing it all. From 1,000 to 3,000, 3,000 to 8,000. People have made 12,000 and they have lost the money because they were able to scale the account, but they never scaled the risk framework. So the same risk, what took you from 1,000 to 8,000 is not the same psychological thing that will take you. Let me give you an example right now. Psychologically, let's say, for example, you had $100 and you're able to turn the $100 into 1,000. I can assure you, Chief, you will become so attached to this account more than you were on the $100. So your risk tolerance will change. That means now, if you didn't care about losing $50, now you're going to be caring about losing some portion of this money here. So you need to be able to understand when you are compounding, the risk starts changing in tolerance. So yes, you were at 1,000, you move from 1,000 to 3,000. You're not going to behave the same way in the $3,000 account. You will definitely not behave the same way again in 12,000. That is why many people will grow their account from $1,000 to 5,000 and end up losing it all. Not because they don't know how to trade, because their risk tolerance changed and they didn't define it. Their risk tolerance changed and they didn't define it. Their risk tolerance changed and they didn't define it. So I'm going to give you guys 3 rules and we are done. Number 1, percentage risk decreases as your account grows. Don't forget that. And rule number 2, you need profit protection, milestones to scale your account. Then rule number 3 is psychology must be trained alongside capital growth. Your risk tolerance must be defined because the same mindset it took you from 1,000 to 5,000 will not survive the same way. Your risk tolerance has changed. So you need to train yourself alongside your capital growth. I will talk about this more often. I will pick one topic one day and talk about the psychology of, I've done this before, but I will do part 2 of that. It's called psychology of portfolio growth or portfolio something. It's in one of the episodes. So if you can go and watch that in the beginning to understand what you need to do when your portfolio is growing. But I think I will do one more refresh before this year ends, maybe. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this topic today has given somebody an idea of exactly what may be happening to them that they didn't realize. Very important that you understand this. It is very, very important that you understand what we have talked about today. If you have learned something today from this masterclass and you will come back and watch it again so that you can grow more and more, believe me, if you watch it again, the more you watch it, it will give you a light bulb moment. Drop some number 1s in the chat for me today, and then we can start wrapping up. Drop some number 1s. Next week, God willing, I would like us to basically, look at data edge. We'll look at data edge. We'll look at data edge so that we can take it out from there. Okay? We'll look at data edge and we can be able to take it out from there. Okay? We'll look at data edge and we'll take it out from there. Okay, thank you so much. All right then, with that all being said, that will be all from today's masterclass. I'm going to be taking 2 or 3 questions so that we can be able to wrap up. This is not the Q&A segment. This is specifically to clear somebody's confusion if needed be. so we can be able to take it out from there. Thank you. Do we have any questions for me? If you have, we can bring it up on the question board. Thank you so much. If anybody has any question, you can bring them. I just want to take only 2 questions for today because we are almost done. I don't want to take too much time today. Just 2. If there is any question that is very important, then we'll just take it out from there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. If there are no other questions, then I'm pretty much sure that you guys have been able to understood every single thing that we have learned today. God willing, next week we will bring everything we are learning in the Independent Trader series into one structure. Then on the 25th of May, do we have the flyer again? I would have made the announcement. And then on the 25th of May, we'll be doing our intensive boot camp, specifically for beginners, but it's exclusive for TP family. So don't forget that all announcement regarding that will be communicated effectively to you all, and then we will take it out from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in into today's masterclass. I will see you guys, God willing, next week. God bless you all, and thank you, and have an amazing evening. Bye-bye.